this is something that is not taxed to your management team, and it's seen as essentially a fringe benefit in addition to their bonus or salary or medical benefit package that you're actually offering. So that's number 2. Number 3 is looking at a payroll deferral. This could be something, for instance, like maybe like either a 401k for retirement. This could also be seen as maybe like a SEP IRA. I won't go too deep into the details of those two specifically, but the brand that hits very often for a lot of people, they think that they need to put a retirement plan together for their team. They might look at that as a 401k merely because of the brand. But I'll tell you something, what people greatly underestimate is thinking that they need a 401k, which honestly, that is maybe like the Mercedes, when really what you need is a Honda. Because I say that as an example, there are contribution limits that are placed on a 401k that some people may never even reach those contribution limits, just merely the fact that they don't have enough cash flow to be able to fund those. And the cost of actually servicing or managing a 401k, it just doesn't make sense. And so for some business owners, I've actually encouraged them to say, look, you need to move over from a 401k, or if you're considering going to a payroll deferral or retirement program for your team, is I think you really need to take a look at maybe a SEP IRA. It's got lower contribution limits. You can still maximize the benefit of actually having a program like this. But here's what's clever. When you look at all of this, it's not just one tactic. What it is actually tactics woven together become a strategy. And a strategy in its bigger piece is much more powerful than what it looks like individually on one off piece that you're trying to implement. And when you're working with somebody on a tax strategy, that's what we do, is we put everything together. We look at the possibility of children on payroll. What are the ages of your children? What are the potential job descriptions? What does that look like for your kids? How can we leverage that into also the Augusta plan or the payroll deferral or a 401k? What does that look like? And how do we customize and put those together that's the right fit for your business? That's a really big piece to this. And the last one, I got to tell you, this is mind-blowing on the most simplest way. A lot of times people don't realize that you can actually deduct taxes as an expense through your business if you do it the right way for the right type of structure. There's something that's called a PTE calculation, and not all states have this. It's not eligible for all, but like say for instance in California, PTE stands for a pass-through elective tax, which is typically around June 15th, I believe the deadline is for this, that you need to set this up, place a deposit or a payment by June 15th with this payroll elective, or actually not a pass-through elective tax is what it is. And it allows you to go ahead and expense taxes from your business and then pass through the difference as a credit back to on your personal 1040. And I'm not going to get into the rest of the details of this. It's a little bit more than that. But I got to tell you, in talking to, say, for instance, other tax preparers we've worked with over the years, and I've asked them, I said, so look, on this particular business, did you guys go ahead and look at this? We've done the calculation ourselves, and we've seen that you would be able to, or the business owner would be able to go ahead and reasonably have a sizable benefit if they took advantage of the pass-through elective tax calculation. It could be some businesses, it could be upwards to, say, for instance, $20,000, $25,000. I've seen some businesses, back in 2022, we had one business owner, couldn't believe this. The tax preparer that we were working through said they wouldn't qualify for such thing. We missed the date, and it was really awful because they weren't proactive. It was a lost opportunity. And the business owner would have benefited by saving upwards to $123,000 in California alone just on the pass-through elective tax itself.